Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Agnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, traditional medicines could soon be made official. PM continues visit in North. And later, just what went wrong at the Oscars.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Traditional medicines may soon be part of regular healthcare services in Fiji. This was revealed in the 2015 annual report of the Ministry of Health and Medical Services to the Standing Committee on Social Affairs this morning. Sainiani Mboila has more.
Health Ministry is working closely with relevant stakeholders to look at using traditional medicines.
We have identified that traditional medicine is a new emerging development program that probably very predominant in a very cultural based society like Fiji, and hence we have worked with World Health Organizations in trying to help Fiji Ministry of Health in how we can develop this program.
Dr. Vosanimbola says traditional medicine is a very wide scope and medical officials are working closely to identify effective traditional medicine that can be used in our hospitals.
Traditional medicines is a very wide scope. We look at practitioners, and we also need to look at the products that are used in the traditional medicines program. So, to answer your question, Honorable Member, yes, Ministry of Health is looking at that, and we are working with World Health Organization.
It is a good idea to bring back what our ancestors used to use. That normally Fijian villages up in the interior in the time and today we are still relying on.
Better to have traditional medicines in hospitals because like some of the sickness we take to the hospitals, it cannot be cured there, whereas using traditional medicine it can be cured.
Pretty good idea to introduce traditional medicine to be part of medical service in Fiji.
Considering the usefulness of traditional medicine is another way, the Health Ministry is striving to deliver the best possible medical service to everyone in the country. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Dengue fever is not a new disease affecting Fijians, but the recent spike in cases could be due to the lax public attitude towards the illness. The Ministry of Health has so far recorded 88 positive cases of dengue fever in the Western Division, mainly due to the wet weather resulting in more mosquitoes over the last few months. Ellen Stolz with the details.
Dr. Josiah Tiko is the Sub-Divisional Medical Officer for Lotoka and the Asawas. He says awareness about dengue is an ongoing message that the Ministry of Health have been pushing for some time.
I believe the message has been ongoing from previous years, the previous outbreaks and things like that, and it's just the members of the public, most of them take advices into actions, and some of them might not really just take it lightly. And
last year, the ministry carried out an effective campaign called Fight the Bite. And Dr. Tiko says they still need to work with communities to ensure dengue cases are reduced.
Clean-up campaigns, spraying of the communities. So we would urge the community if they could assist our officers on the ground in facilitating such. And we would like for them, for example, the community organization to take this on board.
The Health Ministry is urging people to destroy dengue mosquito breeding places in a bid to decrease the number of cases.
We have to clean our compound nicely, have the drainage and cut the grass down and the coconut shell and tin fish, leftover the tin fish, and compound nicely, drainage. And
use mosquito coil at home and mosquito net.
Early symptoms of dengue include high fever, nausea, loss of appetite and generalized body pain. The Health Ministry is advising members of the public to be able to safeguard themselves against dengue. Ellen Strauss, FBC News.
The 50th phase of the SME grant disbursement was held at the Savu foreshore this morning. 760 recipients were given $1,000 each, which is expected to go a long way. Eleanor Tarangaivu with more.
760 individuals and businesses from the Konrave province today received the $1,000 micro and small business grants from government.
I'm selling diesel for years and this grant will be of great help to me. I'm selling it to fishermen and grass cutters.
I'm very happy with the grant given by the government. I have a small cafe business and I will use this grant to start the livestock business, which will give a boost to my cafe business as well.
Handing over the grants at the Savu foreshore this morning, Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama stated these small and micro businesses help grow the Fijian economy.
Since 2015, our micro and small business grant scheme has rewarded and strengthened those same values that have made our economy the strongest and most successful it has ever been. Every day, 5,853 grant recipients since 2015 are helping build our nation.
5,853 individuals and businesses have been assisted through the SME grants to the tune of $5.5 million. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
A newly established infant school in Wainunumbua has been hailed as a dream come true for families living in nearby villages and settlements. The Wainunu Infant School was commissioned by the Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama yesterday. Eleanor Tarangaivu with the story.
The struggles and sacrifice of these parents sending their young children to boarding school from as young as 6 years is now no more. This newly established Wainunu Infant School, which caters for years 1, 2 and 3 in the villages of Vengea, Navakasali, Nandua and the 6 nearby settlements, is the answer to their prayers.
My daughter was not attending school for a year. She got her clothes stolen during her first year in a boarding school. We are thankful to government for the initiative. Once we heard about the commissioning of the school, we are very happy because we know that our daughter will now access education.
Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama says the new school is an outcome of the parents' pursuit to bring education much closer to home, so they do not have to travel far to Ratuluke Primary School in Daria to cater for the needs of their children.
I was told that some of your children walk a long distance to attend school at Ratuluke. This is very difficult for both you parents and students, but today this has now changed. Wainunu has now access to a new school to cater for nearby villages, which also makes it easier for your parents and especially students.
The school currently has 15 students and 3 teachers. From next week, year 4 to 6 students living in the nearby areas and attending Ratuluke Primary School will join them here.
People in Wainunu are lucky. You have 2 infant schools just within the vicinity. And I think it shows government's priority towards education. So why not? There's a lot of space here. So if they decide to have the classes here with composite classes up to 6, it's for the good of the students in Wainunu.
Construction of the school, which includes the classrooms, the ablution block, kitchen and 2 teachers' quarters, cost around $280,000. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
Still ahead, squatter settlements pose major worry for housing authority. And Asino Town Council identifies flood-prone areas that needs fixing.
कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं
और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तमरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Three villages in the Kumbulau district in Boa are now receiving piped water in their home thanks to the drilling of boreholes. This is a welcome relief for those who have been neglected for years. Eleanor Tarangai View again with this report.
Decades of water problems for villages of Raviravi, Kiombo and Namalata in Kumbulau, Boa are now no longer an issue. Each village now has a borehole which allows piped water to be received in their homes.
We are so lucky because all the water pipes in the village have been replaced. This will benefit 109 villages of Raviravi. Out of 23 houses, 3 are left to be provided with flush toilet.
Thankful to the government for providing us with new source of water. This is something we have been looking for in the past years.
Commissioning the boreholes in the 3 villages yesterday, Prime Minister Worenge Bainimarama says he is satisfied knowing that the borehole systems will be a great relief to the villages.
Now I can see happy faces, and I believe this source of water will help ease problems on a daily basis, especially for women that are doing household chores. Now you will receive water from your own tap.
Bainimarama says one of the priority areas of government is to try and provide every Fijian the opportunity to have clean and safe drinking water.
I am reminding you to make good use of this initiative for your betterment. I was told that more than 80 families from 3 villages, including a health center, post office and a school, will benefit from this new water source.
The overall cost of the 3 projects amounts to a little over $170,000. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
The Nasino Town Council has identified 6 areas that are prone to flooding. With government assistance, the council is now implementing a drainage and construction program that will help residents protect their homes. Kelly Vavala reports.
With poor drainage, major districts around Nasino are faced with flooding when there is a heavy downpour.
It has been a major concern from our ratepayers, from the communities. We have in place a program, a drainage construction and development program for this year. We have targeted 6 major areas which we are classed as areas which were subjected to critical flash flooding and all. We'll try to achieve this in the next 3 months. By July, end of July, we should complete all drainage projects.
Flooding has been a major issue for the residents here in Nasino for the past 10 years. Kauntamu, Narere, TV, Monikoso and Nandawa are some of the areas that are prone to flooding.
Very hard, so if they can dig and the drainage problem every time.
Yes, we have seen the drainage problem here. Always rain comes, flood here.
All the blockage, all the rubbish, everything, all the bottles like that, the thing blocked. And when the thing from that side, when the water push, the thing flood this side.
Residents say that even an hour of rain causes flooding and damage. They hope the new project will safeguard their homes, leaving them high and dry. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
About 20 structural fires have been recorded so far this year. With such alarming statistics, the National Fire Authority is currently undergoing fire and disaster risk reduction training to address this issue. The week of training is organized by the NFA in collaboration with JICA Kitak Yushu Fire Department of Japan. JICA representative Hiroyuki Sawada says JICA has trained 15 Fijian firefighters in Japan over the past 6 years. The increased number of squatter settlements has been a deterrent to the Housing Authority efforts towards land development. This was one of the issues highlighted by Acting Chief Executive Isikeli Navunda in a submission to the Standing Committee on Social Affairs today. Savaira Tambua reports.
Relocating squatter settlements is difficult because it is a lengthy process that can delay the development of subdivisions.
One of our developments of about 335 lots is being impaired from finalization because of the existence of squatters. So we are hoping we are able to resolve this and deliver these lots as well.
He asked people what they felt should be done to solve the squatter problem.
I believe those who were told to leave should do so.
It's better they move so they can give space for development to take place.
The Standing Committee was also briefed on other issues that affects the development of housing projects.
Cost of infrastructure is almost double or even triple what they were when we about 5-10 years ago, and this is affecting affordability level. We have quite a lot of difficulty in securing engineers and technical people to do work for us.
The Housing Authority has proposed subdivisions in Tawakombo in Lautoka and the Wilevu in Nosori. Currently, the authority has 11,000 customers who have indicated their interest in purchasing homes. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Rachel is here now with the very latest from the world of business.
Good evening. After the break, a new financial company offers low rates. And in growing Fiji, a water main boost for Senganga residents.
And later on in sports with Jamie, more from the Fiji Sevens team.
Well, Rokuta, my Vonokula and Rasa Lutoka, Duba Talita Kanaporo on a radio free one.
Bulan Avango Fina, my Corviri Nandi, Autotalitaka Navarongo and a radio Fiji one, na programa ni Masmasu and Matakailai.
Oya, Chone Kurinambila, my Vunagoru, Namakete Hinga Tokakwe, do Talitakina Navarongo on a radio Fiji one, Gena and Domoiviti.
Na radio Fiji one, and Domoiviti Navonga and Nibianan.
In business tonight, 2 hotels and a shopping complex will be constructed on the vacant land at the Silver Foreshore. This development is being carried out by the Carpenters Group of companies. The development is intended to be a 3 to 4-star hotel with over 100 retail stores comprising of eateries, bars, clubs, supermarket, international spas and gym, cinema and a theme water park.
All our soil work within the next month already started and commissioned. Then after that comes the foundations and then comes the erection of the buildings.
The development is intending to create many jobs in both its construction and operation phase.
We have to bring people who have designed these type of projects before, as opposed to just building something that is very straightforward and simple.
The first phase of this 10-acre land will cost about 120 million Fijian dollars.
We want to hit some really good international benchmarks and exceed them. We'll have a number of uses, so you can shop there, live there, vacate there, holiday there. So I think that'll be, if we get that mix right, I think it'll be really interesting. It'll draw a lot of people to the waterfront.
The Carpenters Group of companies aims to open the new premises for business by 2019. A small finance company, Poseidon Finance, was opened this morning in Suva. Chief Executive Wang Dong Gordon says they aim to bring affordable finance opportunity to the Fijian market. The Chinese-owned company's core function will be to provide loans. Gordon adds they are also looking at branching out into the mobile and tourism sector. Meanwhile, Fast Jet Rentals, a subsidiary of Poseidon Finance, was also launched today. Operations of both ventures will be carried out from the Mercury House in Suva. The Reserve Bank has issued its latest review, and here's Elizabeth from HFC Bank to tell us more.
The Reserve Bank of Fiji's February Economic Review has been released, Rachel.
It states that in 2016, the new lending of commercial banks for consumption purposes grew by 7.9%. During the same period, commercial bank lending to the private sector had slow growth, only 12.6% compared to 14.4% in 2015. In December of 2016, the interest rates for new loans and deposit rates from commercial banks increased. The weighted average new lending rate rose to 6.17% from 5.38% in November. The time deposit rate also rose slightly to 2.95% from 2.94% in November. Meanwhile, liquidity fell over the month of January by a marginal 0.8% to $408.9 million. This was due to an increase in statutory reserve deposits of $43 million, which offset the decline in currency in circulation by $41.7 million and foreign reserves by $1.6 million. As of yesterday, liquidity stood at $472.6 million. And back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Elizabeth. On to today's exchange rates. The Chinese yuan rose slightly to close at $3.26, while the American dollar remained steady at 47 cents. A contrast in our regional currencies as the Australian dollar dropped to close at 61 cents and the New Zealand dollar rose to close at 65 cents. Meanwhile, the PNG kina rose to close at $1.33. On to the commodities market. Oil rose to close at $54.19 a barrel. Gold followed suit to close at $1,257 an ounce. Silver remained steady at $18.35 an ounce. In growing Fiji tonight, over 300 villagers of Bathiri in Senganga are benefiting from the extension of water main 3.5 kilometers running into the village. This has brought relief for the 60 households in the area. Eleanor Terangiview reports.
For years, villagers of Mbatiri relied on the rain and the nearby river as their main source of water. Today, about 60 households are receiving piped treated water in their homes.
I am thankful to the government for providing us with new source of water. This is something we have been looking for in the past years.
The project was commissioned by the Prime Minister Worenge Bainimarama. Water Authority of Fiji CEO Opetai Ravai says the project cost government $199,000.
Previously they had a source up in the hills that used to dry up during dry spells. And when that happened, we sourced the water from the river and it's sometimes can be contaminated. And so we supplemented them previously by doing water cutting twice a week. But and then they requested to the PM that the mains could be extended 3.5 kilometers.
The Prime Minister also commissioned the water main extension at Monindevo and Naimbulu in Riketi, which cost $164,000 and stands to benefit 350 people living in the farming community as well as the Monindevo government station.
Before we have struggled so much, we have faced problems. Since last year, we are very happy because we are having this water from the government. Before it was a well source, and even sometimes we used to bathe in the irrigation drain.
The Water Authority of Fiji will also extend the main to other nearby settlements, following requests made to the Prime Minister during a Talanoa session at Monindevo. Eleanor Terangiview, FBC News.
And that's it from business. Now with the latest in sports, here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. In sports tonight, Gareth Baber under no pressure to defend 7 Series title. And Sports Commission reveal plans for a $200 million stadium in the West. Details coming up.
I'm Anare Sorbakroa of Neabu Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Coach Gareth Baber says he's under no pressure to win the 2017 World 7 Series title. Before flying out for the third leg of the series last night, Baber reiterated earlier statements on his long-term goals for Fiji Sevens. Vasnil Prasad with the details.
Despite being winless for far this season, Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Baber left for Las Vegas with a strong message.
You know, I'm not going to create a team overnight that's going to be able to step forward and stay together for the next 4 years. There's going to be changes and transitions that happen in every team sport. So we're looking at making sure that we can progress that as quickly as possible.
When asked if he is under pressure with the demand from the Fijian fans for a win, he had a very simple answer to that.
No.
Baber, who has had only 2 tournaments with the Olympic champions, says things will fall into place in the future.
To give you a time frame, you know, every coach would wish he had a magic wand that he could give you a time frame, but I'm not in that.
National trainer Nathanieli Dhawanimbuka says this is the best prepared team heading for an overseas assignment this season.
You need to send these players and prepare them well to give them the opportunity to deliver to their maximum, you know, so that's our part from a player welfare point of view.
The coaches selected the best team, roping in Apisai Domolalai and Masivesi Dakuanga in the side. With 6 Olympic Games gold medalists in the final 14, we could expect nothing less than a win in Las Vegas this weekend. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Fiji National Sports Commission plans to build a multi-million-dollar stadium in the Western Division, which, if approved, could host the Pacific's biggest sporting event. In a report to the Standing Committee today, Sports Commission Chairperson Peter Mazie revealed that the stadium is earmarked for the 2027 Pacific Games. He says talks with stakeholders and potential investors are already underway.
The costings at the moment for a new stadium for the West, which came through from China just recently, is approximately $100 million US. And that's the stadium we will need to host the 2027 Commonwealth, 2027 Pacific Games.
Bar football striker Saulo Wanga is looking forward to getting into goal-scoring form in the OFC Champions League currently underway. The towering 21-year-old is eyeing a return to the form that saw him claim the Champions League Golden Boot 2 seasons ago.
We have came here for a mission to win all the 3 games, and I hope the boys will do their best. And we might win the OFC in 2017. I've prepared well, and I've came out to chase for that golden boot again.
Bar's next match is against Puekura FC at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Rio football side departed for New Zealand today to play 3 build-up matches before its OFC Champions League campaign. Making its maiden appearance at the competition, the side hopes to iron out any weaknesses in New Zealand before it takes on the region's best in Tahiti. Read their reports.
10 weeks of preparation and the Delta Tigers are ready. The OFC Champions League first-timers will have a good chance to test themselves when they play some top Kiwi clubs.
Whatever we were supposed to do, we have already done it. And now good to have some build-up games, and that's the place where we have to adjust, see the performance of our players and see the mistakes. And it's really good that we are having a few build-up games before the OFC Champions League.
The side includes some foreign players in their campaign. Almadon Gounder is the latest inclusion from Suva. The tall midfielder can play in different positions and has impressed coach Marika Rondu.
Well, he's definitely brought in more options into my midfield. He also plays central defender. I'm looking to see and try him out in the right midfield. It's good to have a team that they have many variations.
At the OFC Champions League in Tahiti, Rio is pooled with host AS Stefana, Marist FC of the Solomon Islands and Vanuatu's Eroko FC. The Delta Tigers kick off their opening match against Marist FC on Sunday week. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Sports Hall of Fame and Fiji Olympic Order Award ceremony will be held on the 31st of next month. The evening will honor those who have played major roles in sports development in the country. Meanwhile, BSP today gave $10,000 in sponsorship towards the event.
It's an event that honors, remembers and recognizes the athletes that have represented Fiji abroad with distinction and those that have made it possible, the administrators, the people who put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and have to have an endless amount of patience.
That's it from sports. Join Angie later on with weather, but in the world of the weird and the wonderful, see what the major mix-up was at yesterday's Oscars Awards night. That's after the break.
कमल रोशनी है, हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
We all know how phones are made and about how things are done. And today we show you how Samsung does tests to ensure you get the best. This more so after the debacle of Samsung's Note 7. After a wet day, we now turn to Angie, who has the latest.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's an end to Feb and showers still remain our most visiting visitors. The day started off with showers in most of the centers and continued throughout the day. Just so you know, the reason why we are having showers now is because of a low pressure that is slowly moving over Fiji and extends over Tonga. Now let's see what the situation was like in the west. It was mostly cloudy with few thunderstorms. Most centers had temps in the lower 30s, with Nandi being the warmest at 33. And to cool all that heat off, heavy showers are more likely for later tonight. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, conditions were cloudy with scattered showers. And up north, the weather pattern was similar to the east. It was cloudy with few showers, and guess what? More showers are expected by later tonight. Lambasa and Savu Savu recorded 31 degrees. Tomorrow, where has our sunshine disappeared to? It's all showers again for most parts of the nation. However, it will not be that harsh. Tomorrow's temps, for a change, Ba will have a low of 21, while Nandi and Lotoka will keep its high at 31. Looking further on to Thursday, it's looking pretty clear for the day, but as we approach the evening, you know who comes knocking? Yes, showers and heavy showers. Out at sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots with rough seas. And to the tides, the next high tide tonight is at 7:55, happening in few minutes time from now, followed by a low tide tomorrow morning at 2:14 a.m. And that, Jackie, is FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In our Fijian Pulse tonight, we ask, should stern action be taken against those who fail to pay city and town rates?
So they should be given time.
Just give them time to just settle and just pay for every week like that. Just how much they could afford to pay.
I believe government should do something because it's an old issue. Some people are just ignoring paying their rates, and this should not continue.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, the mix-up during the Oscars yesterday has been grabbing attention worldwide. La La Land was announced as winner, but when in fact it was Moonlight. What followed was pure confusion and embarrassment. Recapping the main stories, traditional medicines could soon be made official. PM continues visit in the north, and Fiji Sevens team departs for US. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Now to our poll question, and we're asking, are town and city councils doing enough in the fight against dengue fever? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, today's shot of the day was sent in by Anil Tikaram. It was taken at Waitika Farm in Wairuku Rakiraki. Did you know the birth of each rainbow begins with millions of tiny rain droplets? This is typically why a rainbow appears after a rainstorm. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. Or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
Hi, we are a smile team of Lotoka. We are a great fan of classic music. That's why we love listening to Gold FM.
Hi, we're from Bar. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Moses, Youth Village Handicraft in Nandi. I always listen all day, every day. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Wanga. I'm from Bam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.